everybody. Welcome back to the Tipsy Ghost. We're your tipsy hosts, Sarah, and Lindsay.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, before we move on, we have a special birthday shout out.
Yes. We wanted to say a happy birthday to one of our listeners and fans, Junior.
Number one fan.
Yes. We adore
Happy
you.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Junior.
And thank you for listening and always reaching out to us and sending us funny things on Instagram. We really appreciate it.
And your love and your support and your happiness.
All of it.
All of it.
We wish you the best.
Many blessings.
Happy holidays.
Happy birthday, Junior.
So by now, you guys have heard about the nun's body that was discovered in Gower.
No.
Stop it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't even know where Gower is.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited.
I have no idea.
You're excited that a nun's body was found?
You need to listen to this story.
I cannot wait.
And
Okay.
for the record, this is not part of my story. This is different. I really thought that you guys had to have heard of this by
You
now.
had so much confidence in us. I assume that you know of this. We're like,
It's because we have the same TikTok algorithm, but I don't know. Lately, I've been on a lot of like cooking TikTok.
Nah, girl, this is not TikTok. This is worldwide news.
get off the TikTok. This is actual news.
What? Fuck off.
Okay. There's an abbey in Gower, Missouri. Okay. Which is a
Okay.
rural town about 45 minutes outside of Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
It's like halfway between Smithville and St. Joe.
Okay. I was like, I don't. Okay.
It's called Benedictines of Mary, Queen of Apostles, and was founded by Sister Wilhelmina Lancaster. So Sister Wilhelmina died in 2019 at the age of 95, and she was buried in a plain wooden coffin in a temporary grave.
Okay.
So now the abbey has plans to build a shrine to Saint Joseph within the chapel, and within this they would reinter the remains of Sister Wilhelmina, as is custom to do for founders and foundresses. Don't laugh at that. That is on all of the internet.
Is a real word.
I would know if I was
It's
off the TikTok.
According to my dictionary within my Word document, no. But
Okay.
according to all of the websites, yes.
I just never heard that word before. I believe you.
A female founder is now a foundress.
Okay. Foundress.
So in preparation for the construction of the shrine, the sisters exhumed Sister Wilhelmina.
Okay.
They were told to expect bones for a few reasons. She was not embalmed or preserved whatsoever. She was buried in a simple wooden coffin and had been through multiple hot, humid summers in Missouri's dirt, which is just moist clay.
Did you say what year she died?
2019.
Okay. So not that long
Pay
ago.
attention, Lindsay.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just getting back at you for snapping at me my TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made me feel better.
I'm glad. You got your little retribution.
Well, we'll see. There might be more.
The sisters initially noted a large crack down the center of the coffin that had let dirt and moisture in for who knows how long.
I mean, it makes sense. It's just a wood coffin.
It's just a wood coffin.
Yeah. Pressure.
But when they opened it, they found a seemingly intact body, meaning in the 4 years she was buried, little of her body and zero of her nun habit had disintegrated.
That is creepy. A little
So not
Without being embalmed.
bit. Right.
with no preservation. So not only was she born on Palm Sunday, she was a dedicated nun for 75 years. She died on Ascension Day, which I did not know. It's 40 days after Easter,
Yep.
commemorating the ascension of Jesus into heaven. Just so
Makes sense.
Anybody who wants to know. And now her body is thought to be incorrupt. With the Catholic faith, incorrupt bodies are bodies that should have decayed naturally, but seemingly didn't due to maybe divine intervention as a sign of their holiness and such a deep connection with Christ that corruption and sin are miraculously held at bay. So in
It's a
some
miracle.
it is, yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
saying she's
hearing.
like a saint.
quite
now.
yes, exactly. So in some cases, incorrupt bodies are one step for that person to then become a saint.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. So this news was huge.
They should have nailed her coffin down.
It's giving vampire. I'm not sure.
It was huge in the Catholic
Worried.
world. And so I'm surprised you didn't hear this because tens of thousands of people flocked to Gower, Missouri to see and touch and pray over
What?
the incorrupt body of someone who they thought may be a saint someday.
They're letting people touch her?
Yeah, because
Oh, that's
this
creepy.
is potentially a future saint, right? And so this is very special, especially to the Catholic community. People want to, pray for miracles and like be there, touch her, kiss her, do all the things. Now, I will say that the sisters put wax over the hands and the face. So it's not like directly on this, but still, human beings had access to touch this
I'm
person.
gonna have to Google
Absolutely
this
not.
image.
Hang on,
please.
I'll show you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was going to Google too because I wanted to see.
Yep.
So they've since encased Sister Wilhelmina's body in glass in the chapel near the altar of St. Joseph.
Okay.
So now that she's in glass, you can't touch her.
I don't
or
want to touch her.
anything, but
I
yeah,
don't want
we
to.
can go. So I made plans to go.
Okay.
I
have lots of questions.
hear me out. I made plans to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just to
It
see
was
it.
over Memorial Day weekend, and I was like, okay, we're going to go on Sunday. It opens at 8. Let's do it. And I was telling Mike about it, and he was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Which
She's
is
like, why didn't you call Sarah and Lindsay?
I know, and we're like, and are we going?
It's valid. But then my overthinking got the better of me, and I was like, no, this is so special for Catholic people. I'm not Catholic. I don't want to take anything from them. I don't want to take time from them. Anybody who wants to see her. And I knew that my reason for going would be more of like a curiosity versus like
You have, like morbid curiosity.
more than like, this is super special
Like
to my
meaningful
faith.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So out of guilt, I did not go, but I almost did.
Okay.
So, the story of incorrupt bodies made me think of one of the topics that fascinates my more morbid curiosity the most, and
Mhm.
that is mummies.
You love a good mummy.
I do. Some of them maybe look like the Crypt Keeper, and others are so well preserved that they very closely resemble how they were when they were alive.
Yeah.
Let's talk about...
She tried to do the mummy sound.
Oh, look at you go.
I caught it.
I'm so proud. No, I was actually really proud.
Yours was just a little higher pitched. Bring it down.
So sorry.
Huh.
There you go.
Okay. So remember that mummy mannequin that I talked about
Yeah.
from Chihuahua, Mexico?
We
Yes,
made a
that's
cute
exactly
couple
what I thought of that.
With the mummy mannequin
With the
and La
varicose veins.
Pascualita.
Yes, La Pascualita.
La Popular Dress
La
Shop.
Popular Dress Shop. Mhm.
Yep. And for the sake of this story, I think she is a mummy.
Okay. You did a mummy story too in Mexico somewhere.
I did. And I apologize in advance for my pronunciation, as this mummy story comes from China.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you about one of the best preserved and oldest mummies ever found, Shen Shui, also known as Lady Di.
Okay.
Die like D-I-E.
D-A-I.
A PowerPoint.
We've got a PowerPoint.
Look at her. She is so well preserved.
What? It's giving La Pascualita.
It's giving like a mannequin vibe.
Yeah.
That is not the mannequin.
I know. That's
That's what I'm saying. It
No,
looks
that's
like
not
a
the
mannequin.
mummy either.
oh.
That is like a interpretation of how she would have looked when she was young.
Oh, okay. I feel better.
Well, dang, we were so impressed.
If you think that's the mummy, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
That is so realistic.
You should have led with that. Now I'm going to be disappointed.
Her hair is still on. That's amazing.
Fast.
Look at that
Fascinating.
skin.
She's looking right at us.
She's got makeup on.
Wow. She looks even more real than La Pascualita.
Okay, our expectations were too high.
All right.
That
All
was
right.
that was our fault.
I'm going to wipe my slate clean.
There, please do. So back in 1968 in Changsha, China, workers building an air raid shelter found what appeared to be an ancient tomb. It took a while, but in 1972, archaeologists, with the assistance of goals, 1,500 local high school students, began a large excavation site.
That'd be so fun.
I honestly,
Like for your high school project?
Yes, to go like try to dig up a mummy.
to get inside of a tomb and to find a mummy is the top of my bucket list.
Dreams.
Anyway, so in the 70s, they ended up finding 3 tombs. The original tomb they found belonged to Shen Shui, who I'll refer to as Lady Di from here. She was a Chinese noblewoman who was married to Li Kong, a senior government official in the Changsha Kingdom during the Han Dynasty. Does
Okay.
anyone have any idea when the Han Dynasty
It was a really long time ago.
12th century.
The Han Dynasty reigned from 206 BC
Okay.
Oh, my guess was 600.
I was way off.
To 220 after Destiny's Child.
Oh.
We're talking
That's a really long time.
ancient China, which is
way ancient
This
China.
whole story just fascinates me.
These dates you can't even like comprehend
No.
reality. Like I said,
I can barely comprehend the 1700s.
That's what I'm saying. In previous episodes, my mind was blown about 1700. Like
This is before Christ.
We're
That's
talking
what
like
this was.
2,000 plus years ago.
yes,
Almost 3,000
it just
years.
doesn't even seem real.
So the other two tombs belong to a younger man thought to be Lady Di's son and to Li Kong, her husband. Unfortunately, their tombs weren't as well preserved, so we're just going to focus on Lady Di's tomb,
Got it.
where more than 1,400 artifacts were found, including wooden figurines of servants and musicians, imitation clay coins, furniture, kitchenware, foods like meats, vegetables, fruit, cereal, musical instruments, silk manuscripts, herbal medicine, a lot of silk clothing, a lot of makeup, toiletries, accessories, including jade jewelry, and a toilet box.
In case they need to go to the
Important.
bathroom, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's important. You need that in the afterlife.
In the Western Han Dynasty, lavish burials were common, and it was believed that an afterlife existed for the dead, so they needed food and other necessities in the grave or the tomb for use in that afterlife.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes
you gotta
sense.
eat as a ghost.
Yes, you do.
I
You
get it.
never know what you're going to need. Yeah.
Also pee
Also in her tomb,
and wear makeup.
And put your jewelry on.
Needs
you got to be ready for activities.
And you're going to need toilet paper. That's why that's there.
red or blue.
I don't know that she had toilet paper.
And you need your kitchen utensils.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And a
bury
toilet
me
box.
with
Food.
my pots and pans.
What would you be buried with?
My pots and pans.
You think so?
No.
Oh, okay.
If you had a tomb,
I'd
I'd want
stuff.
all of my collection of old medical books.
Okay.
I would want some skulls and cryptid figurines.
Okay.
I'd want some snacks.
Mm.
A
White
wit-
Claw. We've talked about this.
Yes, bury me with White Claws.
Yeah.
With the little straw that goes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've grown since then. I don't really love White Claw.
Look at the growth that we have
Bury
had
me
over the
with
years.
Smirnoff Ice Zero.
Yes,
Bury me with vodka.
those are my things.
I would want my favorite books in there with me too.
What's in your tomb?
Don't ask me. I have nothing like books and shit that I want to be buried with.
I have 3
I have
boxes of cards and like mementos and letters and things like that. I want all those buried with me.
Okay.
I am not like a
I'm a very sentimental person.
sentimental, touchy-feely person. I have a few cards here and there. That's about it.
Those are one of the things that we must grab in a fire.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Bury me with my phone. It has all my pictures of my kids.
Hopefully, it's still on.
I'll know what's on the phone.
You're gonna have to pry your eyes open to unlock your phone, but okay.
I can do it as a ghost. I can audiobook through Libby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also in her tomb were 3 coffins nesting inside of a larger coffin.
Ooh, like
Each,
the Russian nesting
Yeah.
dolls.
thank
Russian
you. Each
dolls.
one smaller than the last. So Russian nesting dolls, but coffins.
We are on the same wavelength.
Russian Chinese nesting coffins.
These are my
Dolls.
version of nesting dolls.
Why didn't we have that version growing up?
Yeah, it was a little morbid.
We were probably normal then. I'm not normal now, but
Now we need this.
We need the nesting coffins.
Okay.
each of the coffins were decorated to depict her spirit's journey through the afterlife.
Hmm.
On top of the innermost coffin was a painted silk banner about 6.5 feet long, again depicting her journey.
Okay.
Ooh.
There
Okay.
were black and yellow feathers stuck to the coffin, representing the hope that Lady Di would grow feathers on the body and enter the heavens to become immortal.
It's like hieroglyphics, kind of like with the Egyptians.
Yep.
Why did you giggle at that?
I don't know.
It's a very profound thing to say.
Well, my brain just cramped a little.
Uh-huh. It's the alcohol talking. It's not the brain cramping.
No, it is brain cramping. I'm trying to think of where this compares to Egyptian pyramids.
Oh, pyramids?
Yeah. And burials and
Ancient Egypt was like as far back as like 7,000 BC.
BC.
So ancient Egypt happened during the Han Dynasty, but this is not as old as
Okay.
some of the Egyptian mummies.
Got it.
So inside the innermost coffin was her body, which had been wrapped in 20 layers of silk shrouds and clothing. Under those layers was the intact body of Lady Di that was well preserved in some unknown fluid. Her skin was soft and moist.
Don't like moist.
What is wrong with that word? I don't understand why people hate that.
It's got such a gross little connotation.
To vaginas?
No,
Vagina-
not
like
even vaginas.
crotches. I
Like
think of
just-
a moist crotch.
Wet, damp. Like,
Armpits.
you think of moist as
Like
smelly.
a cave?
Yes.
Caves are fine.
They're
Mhm.
danky and moist.
It's like a worse word than humid to me.
I don't
know,
have a
just
problem with moist.
The connotation, just I don't
I don't
like it.
understand. Anyway, her skin was soft and moist.
Okay. Got it.
All of her skin.
I hate it. I hate it. Thanks.
Her muscles still allowed her arms and legs to flex at the joints.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait. What do you mean flex of the
Like-
joints? Like
like-
they could move her? Like
Yeah.
rigor?
There
Could,
was
like,
no rigor. They're still
It
supple.
wasn't decayed.
Oh.
All of her organs and blood vessels were intact, and there was still blood in her veins.
She was like naturally embalmed.
She had hair on her head, as well as eyelashes and nose hair.
What about toe hair?
They didn't mention, but maybe.
Toe hair is a sign of health, a good health.
What if she
Well,
shaved her
armpit
toe
hair.
hair right before she died?
Does she have hairy legs and bits?
I hope so. That's a good sign of good health.
Her left eardrum was still intact, and she still had distinct fingerprints and toe prints.
Wow, that's very cool.
Doctors of the Hunan Provincial Medical Institute performed an autopsy and were able to tell a lot about her lifestyle and health from what they found. Scientists also used context clues from the tomb. So here's what they have pieced together about the life of Lady Di.
Hold on. They did an autopsy and ruined that perfect body?
They probably did it like very discreetly.
They didn't ruin it.
Well, no, but I mean, they cut into it.
They cut into it,
Yeah.
yep.
Gotta figure out what's going on, man.
Okay.
For science.
I see what you mean, because it's
Yeah.
been preserved for so long, and
Yes.
here, let's just cut into her.
Right.
But it was for science.
I'm on the for science side.
She likely lived a grand lifestyle. She would have had private musicians and servants. She would have had access to a higher level of specialty meats and other foods, usually reserved for members of the ruling class. Her clothing was made of silk and other valuable textiles for the time, and she had a lot of cosmetics and makeup. She suffered from several ailments, such as a parasitic infection, obesity, diabetes, angina or chest pain from a lack of blood and oxygen to the heart. She had liver disease, high blood pressure, low back pain from a compressed spinal disc, and gallstones, one of which was lodged in her bile duct, which likely deteriorated her condition further.
Oh, she
That
died of
is-
sepsis.
Impressive that they can still see that gallstone.
Yeah.
She was that well preserved.
That's amazing.
Several of these issues likely led towards a more sedentary lifestyle, which brings us to her cause of death, which was a heart attack. She had arteriosclerosis, and her arteries were almost totally blocked. Lady Di ultimately died when she was about 50 years old, between 168 to 169 BC. So Lady Di's body was preserved for over 2,000 years. Can you imagine?
No, I mean, it's amazing that they can tell all this out from an autopsy.
That is amazing.
They found 138 melon seeds in her stomach, intestines, and esophagus, leading researchers to believe that she had devoured them very quickly and then died within 2 to 3 hours of ingestion.
She had colitis.
She still had stuff in her stomach.
Yeah, she died very soon after she ate. So she probably worked up a sweat and worked up her,
This is just
all
incredible.
the stuff, and then heart gave out.
2,000 years later, we can tell what she ate before she died.
That's
Yes.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So as far as the preservation of the body, as a member of nobility, her body would have been washed with fragrant water and with wine for the antibacterial properties.
wash my body with wine, please.
I bathe in wine often.
Do you want me to touch your dead body?
No, can you just make sure that is in my will to wash my body with wine?
Obviously.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't have to be the best wine.
Embalm with wine.
It can be cheap wine.
I'll let your husband know.
Got it.
He'll believe me.
It's documented here.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That unknown liquid that her body was found in
Mhm.
inside the coffin
Wine.
is still up for debate.
No, it's wine.
It's wine.
It was clear, but it turned brown whenever it was exposed to air.
Tequila.
Ooh. That's so gross. Embalm me with tequila.
God.
It's a torture.
That's why there was no hair on her body.
She had hair on her body. Nose
In her
hairs.
nose. And it would, like only
eyelashes.
came up to like here.
You didn't. Yeah, you
Not
didn't
her
answer
face.
about the toe hair.
I don't know about her toad hair. We'll have to
Toes
ask.
stuck out of the tequila in the casket.
If it was embalmed with tequila, she would live after the earth explodes.
Okay. So stronger than tequila. Got it.
Yeah.
Tequila is timeless.
Oof. Hate it.
Some think that it was just water from the body, like decomposition, but others believe that it was some lost to history, ancient Chinese herbal concoction that was poured into the coffin.
Probably.
Makes sense.
The liquid was acidic, which further helped preserve the body by preventing bacteria from growing. Aside from the mystery liquid, scientists believe 3 main factors aided in the preservation of her body. 1, the preparation of the body for burial slowed early stages of decomposition. 2nd, the body was placed in an airtight, watertight set of coffins. And last, the tomb or burial chamber was deep underground, surrounded by charcoal and white clay, where water and air couldn't leak in and the temperature was always cool. But it seems that those set of preservation tactics didn't always work. There were 2 other bodies of the same era that were found in similar condition to Lady Di. But the fluid in those 2 coffins was more alkaline, which would have led to bacterial growth leading to decomposition. The coffins were all found at different depths, so meaning like the depth maybe didn't matter. And similar airtight, watertight coffins failed to keep other bodies from decomposing into skeletons or just dust. So scientists really aren't sure what happened.
So could it be like, because she had the nesting coffins, like literally no air was allowed into the innermost coffin?
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
But also you have this mystery fluid, and then even if they're watertight and airtight, it still didn't keep other bodies from decomposing. So I
Like
don't
her
know.
husband and son, you said that they weren't preserved as
They
well.
were not preserved as well, but
Maybe
they
there's a crack.
were buried within the same era.
I wonder why she was buried, like preserved so well compared to them.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
We do not know.
Okay.
As far as the significance to science and history, Lady Di is thought to have one of the best preserved bodies ever found in China. Her tomb revealed a ton of information about the Han Dynasty that we really just didn't know before, and her discovery continues to advance the fields of archaeology and science when it comes to preservation of ancient human remains. In 2003, scientists developed a secret compound and injected it into Lady Di's still existing blood vessels to ensure her preservation. Her body is housed inside an airtight glass container at the Hunan Provincial Museum alongside glass jars containing her organs. So here's why I haven't shown you a picture yet. She looks just like a fresh cadaver, like she just recently died, not over 2,000 years ago.
Okay. I can't wait for this picture.
You can still make out the features on her face, but her eyelids and mouth can be a little bit jarring. The skin on her eyes has softened and flattened, and her mouth is agape with the tongue engorged and protruding.
Ew. I didn't
So-
even think about the tongue.
It's like the Grudge.
Let's look at it.
First off, above the picture, Boydston put "be nice."
I did.
Even with your warning, I wasn't ready for that.
But for a mummy that old, she looks amazing.
And that's like her natural hair, right?
That's her hair, plus she had a wig on whenever she was found. So
Okay.
they kept both.
That's pretty incredible that that's her hair.
But like think about it, like 2,100 years old at this point.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I absolutely hate the tongue. I hate it.
The mouth is wide open and
Okay,
literally like her tongue is
It's huge.
hanging out and her eyes are like, I mean, her eyes
Squished. They look like she got squished.
Yeah. It's
You're
kinda,
missing the fact that this is an intact body
No,
It's kinda
I
like
get
Play-Doh
that.
from
eyes.
over 2,000 years ago.
No, you're right. The picture of the full body is a little easier to digest than the second picture. That tongue is the absolute worst. I hate it so much.
But I feel like you're judging her based off her face.
I'm not judging her.
and
I
not
am.
being
No,
excited about
I
the
am-
fact that she's so
Can
old.
I be both? Very impressed by her
Yes.
body, and also
It's jarring.
her face is jarring.
It's jarring, but it is amazing that like it looks like if I touched her skin, it would
It is still
Ugh.
soft.
Like it would. It's soft. It would give.
But also, I think part of the issue with her face is that she was wrapped in
True.
all of those, like the 20
It could
layers.
smushed the
It
face.
smushed her eyes. It probably smushed her mouth down, and
Yeah,
Smushed her
absolutely
nose.
did. It looks like she's in the middle of screaming.
I think it looks like she's laughing.
Mm-mm, no
Mm-mm.
laughing.
I choose to believe she looks like she's laughing.
The tongue is just the most jarring thing for me. Like
I
if the
can't.
tongue wasn't hanging out, I think it wouldn't shock me as much.
I hate the tongue so much.
This woman lived in 200s, 100s BC,
I know she's before JC.
and after
Destiny's Child.
before Destiny's Child.
Yeah, I mean,
That is
that
amazing
very
for-
impressive.
2,000 plus years old.
I'll give you all that.
Thank you. I know it's jarring.
It is jarring.
I warned you. I didn't show you for a reason until the end.
I mean, the
Melon
rest of it I
seeds.
can deal with. It. You're right. It does look like it looks like something I saw in college when I had to do
Like a cadaver.
cadaver labs.
I agree.
Well, thanks for the nightmares.
It's like the ring face.
Yeah. Well, that is horrifying.
And you're welcome. Rest in peace, Lady Di.
Mummy die.
R.I.D.
She's R.I.G.
Rest
Rest
in
in glass.
I was like, what's the G?
Rest in glass.
Rest
Lady
in
Di.
glass, mummy die.
Thank you for letting us look at your organs.
And your smushed up face
Ugh.
and tongue.
I'm sorry your face got smushed and
I
that we
think-
all.
I think you're beautiful.
Sorry, your face got smushed.
You are. I don't know what
My
the word is.
sunshine.
Impressive?
My only sunshine.
I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know. I would have gone with beautiful.
It is an amazing
Impressive?
medical discovery.
Yes.
And we learned that we have a possible saint here.
Yeah,
Right
I
outside
didn't know
Kansas
about
City.
that in Gower.
How did you hear about it?
It was on my Google News feed,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, what? There's a body that I can see. And then I just looked into it from there. But like tens of thousands. Like people came from Canada, Mexico, I'm sure other places.
I'm sure. Do you think the Pope came here?
The Pope
Doubt
did
it.
not come here.
Why
I'm sure he
not?
knows about
We're
it
a
though.
flyover state, Lindsay.
TBD on the saint though.
Who
knows?
Very interesting, though.
Mhm. Hey, that's my mummy story.
Thanks for the nightmares.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Well,
that face.
Doesn't feel genuine, but you're welcome.
Do without that face.
All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in this week to our smorgasbord episode about Mummy Die. You can always find us at thetipsyghost.com with our socials linked from there, or send us an email at thetipsyghost@gmail.com.
Yes. Please give us a 5-star rating and a great review anywhere you listen to podcasts. We really appreciate it, and it really does help.
All right, guys, thanks so much, and thank you, Boydston. We'll
Okay.
catch you next week.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.